Hey, what's up? We're gonna do the male reproductive system today. So let's get started. We got a sagittal pelvis model, basically here, and let's start with the external genitalia. So we're gonna start with the penis and the scrotum. So here is the scrotum. Inside the scrotum, we see one of the two testes right there. So there's the testi. The testi makes sperm, so it does spermatogenesis. So pretty much from puberty until the grave, the testi is churning out sperm cells. And of course, the testi makes testosterone as well, the primary male reproductive hormone. Sitting on the back of each testi is a kind of like a C-shaped structure called the epididymis. So there are two epididymides, which is my favorite plural word to say. And the epididymides are where sperm are stored and where they mature. So I had a student once write down that it's the site of storage and maturage of sperm cells, which I thought was an awesome rhyming answer. And sperm, one of the things they learn how to do in the epididymis is their ability to swim. Their ability to move their flagella is gained. Now the question you might wonder is, well, why is there a scrotum? Why put this important organ in such an unprotected place? There's really two things going on here. One of the things is the temperature in the scrotum is about 3 degrees Celsius lower than normal body temp, and that lower temperature helps facilitate and enhance sperm production. In a lot of animals, the scrotum is on the outside as a means of male display as well. Not so much for humans. All right, what else? Coming out of the epididymis, we have a tube right here called the Vas Deferens or Ductus deferens. There would be two Vas Deferenses. Now we also see a network of blood vessels here. We're going to have blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, and nerves all coming in and out of the testi and the scrotum. And this entire collection of stuff right here is wrapped in connective tissue, and that's called the spermatic cord. So there are two spermatic cords. We see one of them right here. The spermatic cord comes up, and has to go through the abdominal wall. And so there's actually a passageway through the abdominal musculature. And we kind of got to use our imaginations here because we don't, we're cut off here. But this passageway is called the Inguinal Canal. So we just see our Vas Deferens continuing through the Inguinal Canal, gets into the abdominal cavity, goes over the urinary bladder, passes by the ureter, and then the Vas Deferens keeps going and going. It gets a little bit wider here. Because it gets wider right here, that part is called the ampulla of the Vas Deferens. And the ampulla of the Vas Deferens is going to join up with the duct from this gland here. This is a seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle makes seminal fluid, which accounts for about 60% or so of semen volume. It's a basic fluid to help counteract the acidity in the vagina. It contains prostaglandins, which do a lot of different things. Some of them trick the uterus into doing some peristalsis to help move the sperm upward and onward. There are food sources for the sperm cells. There's some fructose in here. There's a coagulating enzyme which thickens the semen, allowing the sperm cells to be propelled farther into the vagina, closer to the cervix. Now what we can't see is the actual junction of these two structures here, but they will join, and I think we're going to come back to that story once we slice this open. Let's move onward over here to the penis. We have the penis here, we have the shaft of the penis, we have the glans penis here. This guy has got what's a really rare operation. He had a left side only circumcision. So on the right side here, we have the prepuce, or the foreskin. On the left side, we have the glans penis exposed. So he's got a left side only circumcision, which is weird. I don't know if they do that.
Left or right?
Is it? Yeah. Left
right.
is left.
It says right. Anyway.
Look at me. is my left hand, right?
Right. Oh, yeah,
all right,
yeah, because
sorry.
it's gone.
I'm working on
Because it's
anatomical
gone.
position with my videographer here. Embarrassing her, too. Go back to the penis.
Oh, shut up.
All right, so we can see the external structure of the penis here very well. But what I want to do is take this model off so we can look at the inside. And let's go back to the scrotum for a second here. We see the testes here. Now inside the testes here, when we look at this microscopically, we're going to see all of these little tubes called seminiferous tubules, which are the actual sites of sperm production. We also are going to see the larger tubes of the epididymis, which is where the storage and maturage is going to take place. Now we know that eventually, out of the epididymis, and let's come back to this one, we're going to get the vas deferens. It's going to come up through the inguinal canal, over the urinary bladder. The vas deferens is going to widen and become the ampulla of the vas deferens. It's going to join with the seminal vesicle. And once those two guys join, we get a tube, I'm going to go back to this one, a diagonal tube right here called the ejaculatory duct, and it's inside the prostate gland right here. The ejaculatory duct is going to empty into the prostatic urethra. Now there are going to be two ejaculatory ducts, one from each side, because there are two vas deferences, two testes, etc. So we just see the one right here emptying into the prostatic urethra. Now the prostate gland has a lot of small ducts that secrete prostatic fluid, which accounts for another 30% of semen volume. So 60% from seminal vesicles, 30% from the prostate gland, the other 10% is from the testes, the testicular fluid, and the sperm cells, of course. So the prostatic urethra is going to go down, and it has to pass through a muscular layer right here. This muscular layer right here is called the urogenital diaphragm. It's part of a larger muscular sheet called the pelvic diaphragm, which forms the base of the pelvis. So this is the urogenital diaphragm. Now, the muscle right around the urethra in the urogenital diaphragm is called the external urethral sphincter, and it's our voluntary skeletal muscle, urethral sphincter. The urethra in here is called the membranous urethra. Now, if we keep going, we get a penile urethra that goes all the way through the penis to the external urethral orifice. Now, the penile urethra is also called the spongy urethra because the tissue that it's in the middle of, we see it on both sides here, is called the Corpus Spongiosum. The Corpus Spongiosum is riddled with vascular spaces, so it's an erectile tissue. It can become engorged with blood, allowing the penis to become erect. Now also, there is another erectile tissue we see right here. There's actually a pair of these. We just see one of them right here. This is a Corpus Cavernosa. The corpora cavernosa are the main erectile tissues of the penis. Let me see one of them right here. And what else on this model do we see? Well, we got the urinary bladder. Are we good on time? Yeah, okay. 1.5 more minutes. We got a 10-minute limit here because I know you guys get bored after 10 minutes. So we got a urinary bladder. We see a detrusor muscle. We see rugae. This is going to be the internal urethral sphincter. During urination, both the internal and external sphincters are going to need to relax. During ejaculation, this one is going to need to contract, while this one is going to need to relax, so we get the proper flow of semen and no retrograde ejaculation. And what else? If I lift it up, we can see the other vas deferens. We notice it disappears right here because it's diving through the inguinal canal. We see the testicular artery and vein here. We see a ureter here as well. Do we need to do the bone and muscles here? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. All right. Good deal.